Hey guys, it's me, Glitch Games, and welcome back to another plugin tutorial. Now, in today's plugin tutorial, we're going to be going over a premium security plugin called XProtect. XProtect is a premium security plugin for your server that will block bot attacks. You can block VPNs. It has capture. It has a ton of admin controls and lots of other stuff. And you can get this plugin for yourself for only $5 from Spigot or the SONGODA marketplace, guys. Now, speaking of SONGODA, today's video is sponsored by SONGODA. SONGODA is a new and unique marketplace where you can easily find hundreds of high-quality, free and paid custom plugins to improve your overall Minecraft server experience. With the help of community and developer feedback, SONGODA is constantly working to improve the overall user experience. SONGODA features both their own plugins and plugins from developers you already know and love. Don't want to take my word for it? Well, why not listen to all the happy, satisfied customers? Link to the SONGODA marketplace will be in the description, so why not give it a try? And another really cool thing about this specific plugin is, I got really surprised when I heard this, but this plugin is actually used by Skycade, which is a server run by a famous YouTuber called JackSucksAtLife, over 1 million subscribers. So definitely a really good plugin. Let's get straight into the tutorial. Now guys, to start off today's tutorial, we're going to start off by typing the main command, or this is the command that will bring up the GUI, which is XProtection. Now on XProtection, we've got a few things that you'll notice popping up. We've got the basic information, so we've got some basic information about your server and also about the XProtect plugin. Now guys, to start things off, we've got the server management tab. So the server management tab shows us some more information. It shows us how our CPU processors and stuff are going. It shows us, so as you can see, this is something you'll want to pay attention for later when we do a bot, spam the server with bots. You'll see that it's checked 47 connections that have joined the server. So 47 times either I or someone else has joined the server, and it's blocked 0 of them because 0 of them were bots. Now down in capture, you can see it's given 4 people a capture, and it's failed a capture once, and that was me when I was first using the plugin. And then we've got some other information over here. So here you can change the whitelist. Obviously, right, mine's false right now. You've got the idle timeout. You've got save players, so you can click here and it'll save all data for players at this moment. You can reload, so that'll reload all your data. We don't really need to go over much of this because it's not really changing anything. Set max slots, so you can change your max slots. Mine's at 100, but I can change it to 105, 110. And now if I actually go out and I go back to my server, you can see it'll say now 110, even though it used to say 100. So if I change that back, so if I go to server management and decrease that down to 100 again, close out of it, disconnect, you'll see that now it's at 100. So that's something pretty cool that the plugin has. You can put up your slots and take them back down. So if we go to XProtect, we'll have a look at what other stuff we can do in the server management area, and you can also clear chat. So if I just start, say, spamming the chat. Okay, let me just disable my... Let me disable Matrix Anti-Cheat. I want to spam it up so that the chat's kind of full. Okay, now if we do /XProtect and we go to our server management and we clear the chat, boom, it's cleared the chat and there's nothing in the chat anymore. As you can see, the chat's completely empty. Okay, so now let's go into the menu and let's see what we can do in player management. Now, player management is going to be all about the players. So if we go into player management, you can search a specific player. So if I tab my name, we put in my name, we can do all sorts of things with it. We can do switch to verify. We can blacklist them, meaning that they can't join the server. It's basically banning them. Teleport here, meaning you'll teleport to the player. So if I do that now, I'm obviously teleporting to myself, but if I would have done it with someone else, say someone else was standing where that block is, I would have teleported here to that player. So that's useful for admin commands. If we go back into my menu, we've got set on fire, so let's see how that works. Okay, so if I do GMS and then I set on fire, as you can see, I can't take fire damage here at spawn, but it sets it on fire. So this could be useful for checking for knockback. It could be useful for checking if they take fire damage. Useful for checking all sorts of stuff. See if they're bots, see if they're AFK. We've got clear chat, so this will do the same thing as the clear chat for the server, but this will clear chat for the individual player. So if I clear chat for myself, successfully cleared chat for Glitch Games, and as you can see, nothing else is there. Now I don't have a friend, so I can't really prove to you that it doesn't clear the chat for other people, but you're gonna have to take my word for it, aren't you? We've got switch to op, meaning that we can switch them to op. So I've just given myself op, I've taken op away. So this is a quick way to switch them to op. We can heal them, we can feed those who are pretty obvious, and we can send a capture test to them. Now, I believe there's 5 different types of capture tests, so I'm just going to do this and show you the different ones. So the first capture test here is you've got an apple and you've got to drop the apple on the floor. So you drop the apple on the floor and you've passed your capture test. So let's do that again, see if we can get a different one. Oh, we got the same one. Okay, here we go, we've got a different one. So this capture test is you can put all sorts of different images in here that you would like, but we'll show you how to do that in config in a second. But you can see this is a 0, I think, 0. Oh, it took too long. It took too long to explain. But yeah, you get the point. You type it in chat. I think you have like 15-20 seconds ish. But you know, I was talking, so it took too long. Okay, just interrupting. I'll show you how to do this more in the bit of the video when I get to the console, but just interrupting you can actually change the solve time in the config so that you have more time. And then send capture test. Okay, here we have an image one, which you can change the images and add your own images. We've got knife, hat, book, pen to choose from. This is obviously a book. We type book and we've passed the capture test. Let's do another one. Select the different item. Okay, here we go. And boom. And also, one thing I forgot to mention is if you type XProtect and then the username, you can skip that. You can skip that bit where you have to go through the other players. You can go straight to the player menu. So there's also information about the player here. Now you might be asking me, why does it say NA? Well, that's because we need to do something. So this plugin actually uses a external API that you can hook in through the config, and this API runs from a site, and I'll show you how to do it, and then you'll get all sorts of information like whether they've got a VPN and what their fraudulent score is and stuff, and where they live and how you can come and steal their computer and stuff. Okay guys, so for this API step, you're gonna go to ipqualityscore.com, go onto it, and then when you first come onto the site, any moment now, but yeah, as you can see, when you first come onto the site, you're gonna want to press get free API key, and when you get to this point, you're gonna want to register. So I'm just gonna register real quick. All you need to do is put in your email, your password, and you press create account. And that's literally how simple it is to register an account any moment now. And then you also put in some of your other details, like, there we go. Don't steal my details, please. Thank you. Obviously this is going to be blurred out, but I'll tell you what they're asking for. They're asking for your full name. They're asking for your postcode. And they're also asking for your mobile phone number. So just normal things that you need to ask for when you're signing up to something. And just a few questions on how you plan to use it. So we're going to plan to use it for bot detection. So we're going to click that. And how did you hear about us? You're going to say Glitch Games. Or you don't have to say this, but you can say Glitch Games on YouTube. And then you press finish creating my account. Oh, you have to fill in what fraud issues are you currently experiencing. So that's where you're gonna say I want to protect my server. Now you finish creating your account. Okay guys, so what you want to do to get started is go to proxy VPN detection, and then also go to documentation. So proxy VPN detection documentation. It'll open up a new window for you, and here you'll have a ton of information, which I don't know if any of this is useful to you guys, so the whole entire thing is going to be blurred out. $key equals, and then you're going to have your keys. So I'm going to blur all this out because I'm not quite sure what any of this other stuff means. It could be bad if you know that. But what you're going to do then, whoops, wrong thing. What you're going to do with that key is you're going to paste it into your config. So if you come over to your server, you go to XProtect, hang on, XProtect, where it is? There it is. You go to anti-bot. So this is the anti-bot detection. So you go to antibot.yml. There it is. You, in between these two things here, you're going to want to paste in your API key. So there you go. And then you click save. And now if we go into the game and we click /xprotection reload, we reload the config files. And now if you go into XProtection, you'll see, put in my name again, you'll see we have a ton of different information. So it has verified, blacklisted, bot. So it says I'm not a bot, which I'm not a bot. It says that I'm not using a VPN, I'm not using a proxy, and I'm not using a Tor. My fraudulent score is 0 out of 100, which means that I have a very, very low chance of being a bot or someone fraudulent, or like a hacked account or something that people are using to play on. A high risk is generally means that you're above 85. Recent abuse, which means is at false, which means recent abuse done by this IP. So that obviously that's if like you get hacked or something, and there's abuse happening with your account. It could say that. It says where this person is, so I can confirm that this location is correct, and it also tells you your internet provider, which I can confirm is also correct. It'll be blurred out, but I can confirm that it is correct. So there's all sorts of custom information on any player that you want to put in that has joined your server. So that's all pretty cool. I'm actually going to disconnect and I'm going to join with a VPN on, and we're going to see if it tells me that I've got a VPN on. And as you can see, it says that I have a VPN on and I have a proxy on, and my new location is US, Los Angeles, California. It says that I have my ISP is whatever that is. It says that I am a bot. It says that I have 100 out of 100 fraudulent score, which means that I'm a very high risk. And it also says that I've had recent abuse on this IP. So obviously VPNs use public IPs and other people use them after you disconnect from them. So that means that previously on this IP there's obviously been some recent abuse, which is why it says recent abuse. So that's all really accurate information because I connected to the US, as you can remember. So that's the anti-bot system, and that works pretty well. Okay, so I've just gone onto mcspam.tech, and we're going to start spamming bots onto my server. So you're going to see that actually coming through in a second. Just a disclaimer, my server is in offline mode because free spam bots don't do online mode. But if you have a paid spam bot, then you actually can do online mode. And this plugin does actually protect from both. So if we start sending attack, you'll see the attacks are coming through. And as you can see, it's blocking 70, 80 bots a second, 100 bots a second. It's coming up to 6,000 bots blocked so far. We can keep an eye on the chat to see if any get through. So if any get through the protection, you'll see that a bot has joined the server. But as you can see, it's still spamming, still spamming. It's going up to 10,000. Still spamming bots. Okay, they're just trickling in now. And it's spammed a total of 10,000, which is the maximum that you can do on the website that I'm using for free. So the website that I use is a free website, so you can only do it on offline mode servers. But if they do if like the person trying to access your server does actually have a premium way of doing this. So they've actually bought a spammer. They can actually spam even if you've got your server on online mode, and that's where this plugin will come in handy if someone's trying to attack your server. And obviously, like, actual hackers know what they're doing and are going to have this technology. Like, I don't, so I've just used a free website. So it keeps a constant TPS on your server. As you can see, okay, it's gone down by 1. It's expected. It's blocking 14,000 people coming into your server in the matter of seconds. So it's done very well in doing this. Now, if I do /plugman disable XProtect. So if I disable XProtect and we send that, I'm just going to do it for 2 seconds. Oh, we'll do it for 10 seconds. And you see, it's probably going to crash my server pretty quickly. Okay, people are joining the game. Oh my god. TPS. I think the server's crashed. Pretty quickly the server crashes because of all the connections that are happening. Let's look at console. Oh my god, look at console. So yeah, that's oh my god. So as you can see, with XProtect off, look at what is happening. So you can definitely see that XProtect is making a difference. And then they've all left the game. So you can definitely see that XProtect is making a difference. And as you can see, because of that, our TPS dropped down to 18. From 20 to 18. And you know, if they were having better technology, obviously they could have done that. So that's the type of things that people can do to your server if you don't have the XProtect plugin. So it is a really useful plugin that you should have and you should get for your server, because without this plugin, someone could easily roast your server to bits. Okay guys, so for the portion of the video, I'm going to be sticking inside the config. So we're going to start off in the config.yml page. I'm going to start off going through one by one what everything does, so that you guys don't get stuck in the config page. So as you can see, you've got some information. You've got the language file, so this will be the file that it retrieved for languages, which is a ton of different presets that you have, and you can obviously make your own as well. You've got the prefix, which is... the prefix is used inside the game. Took me a bit to get that out. Update checker, this will let you know if there's an update. Debug checker will tell you if anything's going wrong or stuff like that. Here you can also connect it to a bungee cord network and a MySQL database. Can't do that here. It's also got some dependencies. So it's got some auth.me settings. So that means that if you enable this, for example, if you've disabled login for auth.me, and also some protocol lib settings, it's nothing really you need to worry about unless you have either of those two plugins. Coming over to the chat.yml file, we'll find some stuff about chat. We've got the whitelist sensitivity expressions. So this is filtering for advertising, actions, advertising. We've got actions that so we've got the cancel action and we've got the message action coming through. We've got domains, so it'll check if there's domains, com, org, net, cz, and you can add in your own as well. So I'll show you how to add in your own. So my server IP is actually TK, so if I add in TK, anything with a TK in it will be filtered out. Actions, and we can actually check that on later on in going back into the game. We can check that out. We've got swearing and all sorts of other stuff. So that's what we've got in the chat file. So it's basically chat protection, and obviously this is not something that I should show you how to configure. This is off personal basis. Captures, this is where you've got so you have your settings. So notify, which is people with the correct permission, which is capture.notify, will get notifications if there's someone failed a capture. So that means that they'll get notifications if someone failed a capture. And this is at false by default, but every time someone completes a capture, they'll also get a notification if I put that to true. Bypass is at false, so if someone has that permission, they can bypass the capture. capture solve time, this is the one that was getting me 25, I'm assuming seconds. So when I was talking around, obviously that was taking too long. So we can put that to 60. I think 60 seconds is a much more reasonable time. Delay, which is delay from when you join. So say you've got a welcomer message or something, so like when you've got the things and they're in the chat and you've got to choose from them and you want to type them in, they might get drowned out in that. So if you actually put delay in for 2 seconds, say, that means that you have a 2-second delay, and that'll let other plugins send in their messages and make sure that your capture message is also on the front. And action bar, this can give defines if action bar should be used for capture instructions. So if we actually put that onto true, we'll see what that happens. I didn't actually notice that before, didn't know that existed. Capture item, so capture item for the capture verification test. You can change the slot, so say slot 2 will be the third slot from across, because your first slot is slot 0, second slot slot 1, slot 2 is third slot. Require capture on join, you can put that to true, so all your players will require capture. Now this is while you're on a capture, so whilst you're doing the capture, that is the things that you prevent. So that's movement, so you can't walk. This means that you can't interact with things. This means that you can't drop things. This means that you can't place things. This means you can't block things. This means you can't take fall damage or any other damage. This means you can't block. You can't have inventory movement. This means that you can't type commands other than there's a whitelist command. Whitelisted commands down here, so you can put commands in here that will get whitelisted off of that. So if you've got blocked commands on, everything gets blocked, but if you've got something in here, they can still type that. So say help, you put that in there. Chat receiving blocks them from receiving messages, and hide player will also make them invisible. So that's all the different things that you can do whilst they're getting their capture done. On capture success, nothing really you need to worry about. This is the kick message. Whitelisted commands, once again, what we went over. And here's a list of the different captures that we've got. So we've got map, and then we've got that enable to true. And here's so this is what you want to worry about for the text ones. So remember how there's lines, you can change that. So I'm going to put that to 300, something crazy. Let's put it at 200. So you should be able to see a significant difference there, obviously. Text, color, black, and you can do different colors as well. And this bottom bit's for your own custom images, so that's the one where you type in what the image is in the chat. You've got your GUI and all these other ones, and it's fully customizable, all the different things you can do in here. And you can go through, it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, and obviously we have the antibot.yml that I went over before. The next thing you want to worry about is pictures folder. So this is like when you're doing your picture verification, this is all the options that you can choose from in the chat, where it says choose from this and this. That'll be randomly selected from these, and you can also put your own stuff in. So for example, I'm going to go and I want to have an Xbox. I'm going to go search for a good image of an Xbox. Images, here we go. That's a nice image. Let me check if it asks for a specific file resolution. Okay, so the results that I used came in very zoomed in because I used like 1,000 by 1,000 image, but the developer, after asking him, has told me that the recommended file size is about 140 by 140, just so that you guys know. So that should be so it fits in the frame perfectly. I don't think it does. So you can just go for an image like this, save image as, and you want to save it as what will come up in chat. So we want to save this as Xbox. And I think we'll do this with one other thing. We'll do it with a PS4. Okay, I've found my image. This is fairly censored, so even if it does get cut a little bit, that will be fine. We'll change that. So you can do PNG and JPEG images for this as well. So we'll do PS4. Is PS4 capital? Yeah, it is. PS4.jpg, and then these will be called Xbox and PS4 when we put them in. So let's go over to our console, upload, and then we can go to pictures and upload these two. Oh, we can only do one at a time. Upload, and now that's all we have for the configs. Now if we go back into our server and we hit the XProtect player management. Wait, no, first, before we can do that, so /x/xprotect load, and then we'll hit in my name, and we'll send a capture test and hope that we get the right one. Okay, send capture test. Okay, we've got the drop one. Oh yeah, and remember, we changed it to the third slot. So it used to be the first slot, we've changed it to the third slot. Drop. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Let's do it again. Okay. Oh, okay, so it turns out the map also changes slots. So you might want to keep that on slot 0, because then players will have the first slot and then it'll change slot. But as you can see, there's a lot more black lines as last time. Because you remember I changed that from 50 black lines to I think it was 200 black lines. So if we do /XProtect glitch games again, we want to see if we can get the one with the X. Okay. Well, that was a fail. Is it the PS4? I got it right, yay. But anyways, you get the point. I'll message the developer and put on screen what size the thingies have to be. The images, what size they have to be, because it was way too zoomed in. So obviously they have to be a certain size, and I'll put that on screen right now. So as long as your images are that size, they should come through on the map perfectly fine. And I think that was the last of what I wanted to show you guys for today's video. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Download the plugin from the links in the description, obviously from Spigot and also our sponsors SONGODA. So anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed today's YouTube video. Make sure you smash the like button and subscribe, turn on post notifications. Share this video with your friends. If your friends are hosting a Minecraft server and if your friends are hosting a Minecraft server and you think that they need a protection plugin, this is definitely the one to go with. It's easy to use, but it has a lot of premium features built into it. So guys, anyways, I'll see you on, when's this video coming out? It's coming out on Thursday, so I'll see you on Saturday for a glitch video. See you guys.